All right, hello and welcome. Today we are going to do something a little different. We're going to take a real court document and decode it because, believe it or not, there's a surprisingly simple human story hidden inside all that legalese.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. Here it is. This is an official court order. And I mean, just look at it. At first glance, these things can seem super intimidating, can't they? You've got all this formal language, this really specific formatting.
Yeah, it's just so dense. It's packed with legal jargon, case numbers, references to statutes. This is not something you'd pick up for a casual read, that's for sure. It's really easy to feel like you're lost in the weeds.
But here's the thing. Hiding behind all that complexity is a pretty straightforward story. It's a story about a homeowner, a conflict, and a really, really important lesson about knowing the rules of the game. And that is exactly what we are going to unpack together.
All right, first things first. Every story needs its characters, right? So who are the main players in this little legal drama?
Okay, so on one side, you have the petitioner. That's just the official term for the person who's bringing the issue to the court. In our story, that's a homeowner named Marc Archer. And on the other side, you have the respondent, the PMPE Community Association, or, his HOA. Yep, it's that classic homeowner versus the HOA setup. So we know who's involved, but what's the actual fight about? Well, it all comes down to something called a rehearing request. And check this out. This quote from the order tells us everything. The whole reason Mr. Archer filed this was because of actions the HOA took after an initial decision was already made. Now, I want you to really focus on that word after. It seems small, but trust me, it is the key to this entire story. And that one little word, after, that's what brings us to the heart of this whole thing. This is the big aha moment. It's a really crucial legal distinction that, honestly, changes everything.
And here is the rule that makes all the difference. Basically, in this legal system, you've got two different tools for two very different jobs. A rehearing is for stuff that happened before the original decision. It's like asking the judge, hey, can you please take another look at the original case? But a new petition, that's for brand new problems. Things that pop up after the decision has already been made.
So you see the problem, right? Mr. Archer's issue was something new, but he used the tool designed for old problems, the rehearing. It's the perfect example of trying to use a screwdriver when what you really need is a hammer. It's just the wrong tool for the job, a total procedural mismatch. So what do you do when you realize you've used the wrong tool, especially in a legal case? Well, you don't just throw in the towel. No, you figure out the path forward.
And the document actually walks us through it step by step. First, the rule gets clarified for everyone. As soon as that happens, the mismatch is crystal clear. Mr. Archer realizes, oh, I need a new petition for this. So what does he do? He makes the smart move and withdraws his original request.
And this part is so important. This was not a loss for him. Not at all. It was a strategic pivot. By pulling back the wrong request, he basically cleared the board so he could make the right move and file the correct action to deal with his actual problem. Okay, so now that we have all that context, we can finally look at what the judge actually ordered. And it will all make perfect sense. The big, scary legal word here is vacated. But don't worry, in plain English, it just means canceled, wiped off the calendar. It's like the hearing never even existed. And boom, here it is in the order itself. The judge says, it is hereby ordered that the hearing is vacated. This is just the court's official way of saying, yep, we got your request to withdraw, and since it was the wrong procedure anyway, this hearing is officially canceled. It's actually the system working exactly how it's supposed to. And hey, speaking of rules, check this out. Buried down in the notice section is another one of those super important procedural details. The number 35. This is telling both sides that they have exactly 35 days to appeal. It's just one more reminder that in the legal world, it's not just about the rules, it's about the deadlines. They are everything. So after all that, what's the big lesson here? We've managed to take this really complicated-looking document and find a simple story inside. And it really all boils down to one thing, the power of procedure. So what have we learned? Well, first off, even the most boring legal document tells a human story. We also learned that the how you do something, the procedure, is just as important as what you're trying to do. Knowing the rules isn't just a nerdy detail, it's literally the first step to getting anyone to listen to you.
And finally, and this is a big one, sometimes the smartest move you can make is to take a step back, to retreat, so you can come back with the right strategy.
And all of this really leaves us with one final thought, and it applies to way more than just the courtroom. Think about it. In any dispute, in any project you're working on, whether it's with your boss, your neighbor, or just a personal goal, it's always worth asking yourself, are you really using the right tool for the job?